For centuries, the Holy Grail has been chased as the most famous physical relic in the Christian world. Yet, if you read the actual text of the Bible, the Holy Grail is nowhere to be found. The artifact traces its birth to late 12th century France. A poet named Christian de Troyes wrote an unfinished romance about a young knight and introduced a mysterious, wondrous object to drive the plot forward. For Christian, it was simply un Grail, an Old French common noun referring to a wide serving dish or platter. Christian's death before finishing his poem left a massive cliffhanger in European literature. Subsequent writers rushed to fill the void, taking this background dinner prop and reinventing it as something divine. Around the year 1200, Robert de Boron took Christian's secular serving dish and explicitly linked it to the cup used by Jesus at the Last Supper. This revised story placed the cup in the hands of Joseph of Arimathea, who supposedly used it to catch the blood of Christ during the crucifixion. As the story moved through Britain and Wales, it absorbed local Celtic myths, specifically legends of magical cauldrons that could heal the wounded and produce infinite food. Through this combination of folklore and religious piety, the Grail became a sacred icon of Christian faith and divine grace. This obsession peaked in the 13th century with the Vulgate cycle, a massive collection of Arthurian prose that introduced the world's most famous Grail hero, Sir Galahad. In this version of the myth, the Grail serves to heal the maimed Fisher King and restore life to his barren kingdom. Galahad succeeds through absolute spiritual purity. In this era, finding the Grail represents an internal journey toward moral perfection. During its cultural height, the Grail stood as the most significant literary metaphor for reaching a flawless state of grace. That high-minded metaphor was eventually pulled back into the physical world by a single linguistic error. In the 15th century, an English writer named John Harding looked at the old French spelling for holy dish, Saint Grail. He moved the hyphen one letter to the right. Saint Grail became Sang Grail, meaning royal blood. This typo immediately connected the divine symbol to human genetics. It suggested the Grail was a literal bloodline descended from Jesus, containing hidden earthly power. This mistake dragged the untouchable spiritual metaphor down into the realm of human greed and material ambition. This bloodline theory lay dormant in the background of history until the 19th and early 20th centuries, when writers looking to validate secret societies repurposed the error. In 1906, French esoteric writers identified the Cathar mountain fortress of Montségur as the Grail Castle, claiming the sect possessed the holy blood. This provided a foundation for legends about the Knights Templar, who were retroactively cast as the secret guardians of this physical, earthly power. This descent into pseudoscience reached its darkest point in the 1930s. Nazi occultists adopted the myth to validate German nationalist mythology, leading SS leader Heinrich Himmler to sponsor actual expeditions to find the Grail. The once beautiful spiritual allegory of the 12th century collapsed entirely, devolving into weaponized conspiracy theories. Modern groups still claim mundane objects as the actual Grail. The Holy Chalice of Valencia, an ancient agate dish, remains a major local icon, despite having no connection to the Grail legends until the 15th century. Pop culture continues to exploit the bloodline mistranslation for profit. Novels like The Da Vinci Code have turned John Harding's typo into a global entertainment brand. The Holy Grail is a literary construct. It is a storytelling device that reveals the deepest ambitions of those who seek it.